Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing the unboxing and overview for this Moto X Play. And some of you are thinking this is the most high-end by Moto X. That's not the case. The Moto X style is over this, but that was not yet launched in India. And the thing with this Moto X Play is that it has very interesting specs for the price. And it is sold in India exclusively via Flipkart, and this is the 16GB model, and this sells for 18,500 rupees. And if you're buying it from Flipkart, please use my link, it does help the channel. And here it says that it's powered by a 1.7 GHz octa-core processor. It's basically having the Snapdragon 615 chipset, and it has this huge battery that's a 3630 milliamp hour battery. And also it has a new camera that's a 21 megapixel shooter, and again it's 4G enabled. It also has micro SD card slot. So let's quickly open this up, and we have the phone itself. We'll come back to this device a bit later. It sports that 5.5 inch screen, which is a 1080p screen, and as you can see, these are the accessories. We do get the headset this time, and again it's Motorola branded. As you can see, it has an M button and a microphone. So let me keep these things to the side. We also have a bunch of booklets, I would say, read me and stuff in Hindi also. It gives you basic idea that the back can be opened, but again the thing is that the battery is sealed inside. It's not a user replaceable battery. Regarding the SAR values, it says the head value is 0.80 and for the body is 1.23. So just a basic guide. Let me keep these things to the side, and we also have a micro USB to USB cable, and this is the charger that is supplied. Let me open this up, and it has dual USB ports, so that is interesting, but it does not specify the rating. Yeah, it is there. 1 second, guys. And it outputs 5 volts at 1150 milliampere. So this is not a fast charger. So if you need fast charging, you need to separately buy a Qualcomm based fast charger. So it's just a regular charger. So let me keep the box to the side, and let's look at this handset itself. And as you can see, initial impressions, I would say I expected that it would be a little bit on the heavier side, but it's not the case. And as you can see, gives you basic specs that it houses a 5.5 inch screen, a 21 megapixel rear facing, 5 megapixel front facing camera, that huge battery, and it has that octa core, and it is a dual SIM device, but it accepts the nano SIM. So let's open this, and as you can see, this is the back. As I told you, this can be opened, but this is for just replacing the back. The battery is still sealed inside, so you don't have to actually open this up. Let me put this back, and later on Motorola might sell other shells for this, so that's for that. So let me put this back. So this goes, and regarding the SIM, this opens up, and here you insert your SIM card and even the micro SD card. And let me actually show you that. We have the SIM ejector tool that we had, and here is the one, and we can just use this to pop it out. And here, as you can see, your SIM card 1 goes over here, SIM card 2 goes over here. It's a nano SIM, and on this side we also have the micro SD card. So 3 things can go inside this. Pretty weird setup. So let me just now try to power it on. This is the power button, and again I have to say I expected that the weight would be a bit more, though it weighs 169 grams. It does not feel that heavy. Initial impressions, I would say. By the time it actually boots, let me give you a physical overview. On the top, again, as I told you, this is the slot for adding the SIM card and the micro SD card. The 3.5mm headphone jack is on the top. I like that. And on this end, we have the power button, which has ridges, and this is the volume rocker. Moving down, actually we have the micro USB slot that will be used for charging, and it does support fast charging. And on this end, actually we have nothing. Moving towards the back, we have this textured, it's a rubber finish, and I have to say it gives a very good feel, the grip. We have a 21 megapixel rear facing camera, a dual tone LED flash, and again we have that Motorola dimple. And let me just set this up and we will continue. And regarding Wi-Fi, yes, it does support 2.4 gigahertz as well as the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi band. So I just booted it, and let's as you can see, again, it's almost the stock Android experience that we expect again with Motorola devices. That's the same, and looks really responsive initial impressions. And it says we can set up our dual SIM and stuff. Again, as the Motorola device, we shouldn't have a lot of bloatware. Yes, we just have the Motorola Migrate and the Moto specific app. Again, like the regular Moto X, we also have voice actions with this one. So even if you're not just with your voice, you can actually control this device. So it has that always listening option. And we also have the FM radio, so that's nice. And we also have that Flipkart app because it was sold via Flipkart. Anyways, let's just continue and let's go to the settings. And if you go to about the device, as you can see, it's running on the latest version of Android, that is 5.1.1. So we are getting the latest version of Android with this, that is Android Lollipop. And if we could just go back, let's look at the storage. This is the 16 gigabyte model that I chose. And this sells for 18,500. We also have another model that comes with 32 gigs of internal storage. And for the 16 gigabyte model, we have 10 gigabytes of space available for you. But we can also add a micro SD card. I'll add a micro SD card later on. And let's just go back. Before we continue, let me give you a configuration overview. This Moto X Play is powered by the Snapdragon 615 chipset, which is an octa-core processor, and it's divided into two quad cores. The powerful one is clocked at 1.7 GHz and the low power one is clocked at 1 GHz, and it's based on the ARM Cortex A53. That means it's 64-bit enabled. Moving to the GPU, it has the Adreno 405 GPU. It has a 5.5-inch 1080p screen with Gorilla Glass 3 protection. It also is sort of water resistant. It has nano coating and it's IP52 certified. It has 2 gigabytes of RAM, 16 or 32 gigabytes of internal storage, a micro SD card slot, a 21 megapixel rear facing camera, a 5 megapixel front facing camera. It also supports fast charging, and the battery is a 3630 milliamp hour battery, and it also has NFC support. And regarding this front, we have a 5 megapixel shooter, and this actually is just a earpiece. It looks like a speaker, but no, this is just an earpiece. And we have that 5.5-inch screen, which is an IPS grade 1080p screen. The speaker is actually here at the bottom, and looks really responsive as of now. And as I told you, we can set up those voice commands and etc. if you just go to this Moto, and we can customize this. I'll do this later on, but let's actually try to fire up the web browser right now. Let's quickly just accept this. And I'm also actually very curious to see how this Snapdragon 615 chipset handles it. If the thing to test is, I'll be really testing is how if it heats up in regular usage. And I'll try to use this as my primary device for the next couple of days and test it. And I'll also try to do a gaming review. And again, we'll test the temperatures. So just moving to the desktop mode. And again, as you can see, it's really responsive. And so in terms of web browsing, you shouldn't have a problem. And now let's quickly look at the camera, because Motorola said that they have really improved the camera. And in fact, even with the Moto G, they have improved the camera. So let's look at it. This is a new 21 megapixel shooter that we have. And again, the camera interface is really basic. So we have that gesture. It says we can use this twist to, maybe I think so I need to enable it in the settings. So that should work actually. But let's look at the camera basic stuff, and you just tap anywhere and it takes the picture. But if you really want, you can go to the settings and enable this tap to focus, and you can this way you can actually, as you can see, adjust the exposure also. So that setting is there. So let's try to take a picture. So we can move here, as you can see, adjust the exposure, and now if you click, it takes the picture. Let's try to take this picture of this one. So the shutter speed is really good. It's really fast, as you can see. Let's look at the pictures. If you swipe here, it should go to the gallery. So these were the pictures that we took. I'll definitely test out the camera a lot more in varying light conditions. and share my thoughts in my full review. So guys, that's it for now for this very quick look at this Moto X Play. If you have any specific questions around this device, do post them in the YouTube comments and I'll try to include them in my review. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video.